Hi, I'm Joby. I'm professionally an advocate and we are presently residing in Bangalore. And my wife?
I'm Ramya and I'm a dentist by profession. We have 3 children who are presently being homeschooled. We started off homeschooling since the pandemic started. Though the decision was on our minds to start homeschooling a few years ago, we discerned and we took the leap forward this year when the last year when the pandemic started.
During this pandemic, we were really wondering like what we should do with our children because we realized they are going to be sitting in front of the camera or sitting online almost the whole day, and after that still they will not be getting time. They will be having their own homework because that is the way the system, the education, the present education is going on. What we have realized is the present education imparting knowledge is the one thing which they are more interested on. We have realized that the emotional part or the psychological, moral, or the spiritual dimensions of the children are not being taken care. So this was the time where we really thought of the option of homeschooling. What I have realized is the children are not just the employees in the future. Their capacities, their intelligence, their efficiency is not just the score that they are getting in the regular mark sheets, the regular tests. What we realized is they should be able to get opportunity, or they should be encouraged to ask questions for whatever the information that they are receiving at the time of studies. So this is the time where we really thought of an option of homeschooling. But it was not that easy for us to decide whether we should take up this option, because one of us should be available almost 100%, and the second person also should be available more than what he or she was spending time with the children for their education. So this is the time where we really thought of, we reflected, we prayed, we discerned, and then we could able to take a decision of homeschooling.
Once the discernment process was over and we were clear that we had to take a step, and a clear sign for us to say a yes to this calling. So once the yes was confirmed, then started the journey. It was not an easy leap. Of course, I had no option. Once the Lord was clear in His decision for us, once we jumped into it, then the process of homeschooling really sunk into me. Each day we had a system to follow, and I was clear that even though we had pulled them out of regular school, I did not want to undermine the educational part of it also. There are a lot of plus having the homeschooling system in place. Apart from their education, their social and their spiritual and all their other interactions also would be hugely benefited with the time they spend with the family. For me, I think a responsible homeschooling would mean to give them all aspects holistically to the best of our capacity, so that they would really be enhanced with this opportunity of homeschooling that they are given, along with their time and a childhood to live. Earlier, their childhood was mainly, if not only, it was mainly about education only. Now, I would prefer to say that they would get an opportunity to get an all-round development, both physically, spiritually, academically, and all other skills that are required to live life in the most beautiful and successful ways. I'm not saying it's perfect yet, but I think slowly we are trying to do our best to make this journey an endearing and a memorable one for all of us.
And when we thought of holistic approach, we really wanted not only to give the education, a proper education to them, imparting good knowledge to them. Along with that, we were thinking about vocational skills like carpentry, plumbing, electrical, gardening and cooking, life skills, for example, good communication, problem solving, a group building, So we really wanted our children to have an holistic education, so that they will have a successful life in their successful career in their life.
Some of the benefits of homeschooling has been the extra time that we got on our hands, apart from just academics. The kids now have more time to play, even to exercise. There is time for Holy Mass. There is also time to practice their musical instruments, help around at home with the household chores. These actually have helped them to better understand the system of the home itself. Otherwise, they would not know how the house was being run. They had a system to follow that is mainly academics and projects and things that are more academically inclined, but less to do with the whole family as such. Now the whole family gets to go cycling, to trek, to have more quality time, and even when we have disagreements, to sit together and sort it out. And one of the challenges of homeschooling is they also get to see you as a whole, from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, and the challenges that come with it, including what the parents go through during the day. So it's a good opportunity for us to show them what life in its raw form is. And also a few concerns when I had when we started off homeschooling was, are my children on par with the ones going to a regular school? Somehow, because they were schooled for a large number of years, for at least my oldest child was schooled for about 7 years or more, and there were pluses in that system also, but the negatives far overweighed. Or I almost thought that she lost her childhood in the race to become, she was good at what she was doing. She was one of the best students in her school, so more and more was piled on to her, and she had come to the point where being perfect was the sole aim. But that added a lot of pressure on her, and I saw that she had refused to live life as a child. Rather, she would take things more on her plate and be upset when things didn't go her way. But life is full of challenges, and failures will happen and should happen. From there on starts your journey in life, and every failure is a learning that you can do more and you continue to strive. So I didn't want to take away that opportunity from her, and I think homeschooling that way has taught her that you can do much more than just the numbers or the score you're getting on that card or the award that you're getting every time. So that is a learning I wanted my oldest child to take home, and I think homeschooling has helped. But also, one of my concerns was when I pulled her out, is she able to aspire to her full mettle through what homeschooling that we are delivering? I also thought there was a check necessary to evaluate every child of mine. If they have reached a certain, I'm not saying the best of the academic records, no, but I want them to see if they have reached up to a certain milestone at a certain age, which I think is a responsibility, personally, it's my responsibility to give it to my children. This is on the academic front, but there is a lot more to learn during homeschooling.
Yeah, that's true. Along with the academics, we really wanted our children to get vocational skills, life skills. Vocational skills like carpentry, plumbing, painting, even gardening and cooking. Life skills, we are always talking about a good communication, the problem solving skill, team building. So we really take this opportunity to give them an holistic education. That is what we are looking for while we have taken this venture as a homeschooler for our children.
I would like to add to this that after we took them into homeschooling, we had made them attend a competition on all the homeschooling children had a competition where they were asked to present about the state, and we also presented our children also made a video and presented it, and we thought it was beautiful. And once the other children started presenting their videos, I realized how creative and how much of how interesting it was, and that was all the children's effort only. And we had just entered the journey of homeschooling, And I realized the beauty that when children present it on their own and how creative they had become, and their presentations were not bookish. It was so, I was thrilled, and it opened up my world to the way the kids can so creatively think, present, and create. So that, I think, was a learning for me. When we pulled them out of school, we thought they were missing out on something. And when I saw the homeschoolers participate and give out these videos, they were, I would call it even professional, close to very professional videos. And it interests me in all the history that they were taking. They took up certain states, and each student or each child presented it. And each one was different, creative, and it was, I think it blew my mind, and it gave me an opportunity to think, okay, we have not lacked, or this decision is a good decision, because this is going to enhance their creativity much more than I can even think of.